You wash your dishes every day. You assume the soap rinse is clean. But what if invisible residue is coating your plates and entering your body with every meal? For seniors on blood pressure or heart medications, these hidden toxins can trigger dangerous reactions. Today, we're exposing 9 dish soap brands you need to avoid and 2 that are actually safe. Coming in at number 9, Great Value Dish Soap. Walmart's budget-friendly brand promises a clean shine at a fraction of the cost. But what you save in dollars, you might pay for with your health. Independent lab testing has revealed that many store-brand dish soaps, including Great Value, contain undisclosed fragrance chemicals and synthetic dyes. These additives don't just wash down the drain, they leave invisible residue on your dishes. Every time you eat off that plate or drink from that glass, trace chemicals enter your system. For seniors managing diabetes or kidney disease, this is not a minor concern. Your kidneys are already working overtime to filter medications and toxins from your blood. Adding synthetic fragrance compounds, some of which are known endocrine disruptors, puts additional strain on organs that can't afford the burden. The soap might smell like fresh lemons, but that artificial scent is made from dozens of undisclosed chemicals. Studies show that fragrance mixtures can contain over 3,000 different chemical compounds, and manufacturers are not required to list them on the label. Think about that for a moment. You rinse your plate, dry it with a towel, and put it in the cabinet. Later that evening, you serve dinner on that same plate. The food touches the surface where those fragrance chemicals are still clinging. The warm temperature of your meal helps those chemicals transfer even faster. You take a bite. The chemicals enter your mouth and travel to your stomach. This happens at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner, day after day. One retired nurse in Arkansas noticed that her chronic fatigue worsened around the same time she switched to Great Value dish soap to save money. Her doctor couldn't explain the symptoms. It wasn't until she read an article about fragrance chemicals and switched soaps that her energy started returning. Was it definitely the soap? She can't prove it, but the timing was impossible to ignore. The promise? Affordable cleanliness. The reality? You're coating your dishes in a chemical cocktail that your body has to process with every single meal. That fresh, lemony scent lingering on your plates isn't natural. It's a warning sign you've been trained to ignore. The bargain brand saved you a few dollars, but what's it costing your health? Some savings come with hidden price tags. At number 8, we have Gain Ultra Dishwashing Liquid. Gain has built its entire brand around one thing, that unmistakable, powerful scent. Walk down any grocery aisle and you can smell it from 10 feet away. The bright green bottle practically jumps off the shelf. But that intense fragrance isn't a selling point, it's a red flag. For seniors, especially those with respiratory conditions or chemical sensitivities, Gain's aggressive scent profile can trigger headaches, dizziness, and breathing difficulties. But here's what most people don't realize. Fragrance chemicals don't just affect the air you breathe, they bond to surfaces. When you wash your dishes with Gain, that powerful scent clings to your plates, bowls, and utensils. You might not smell it after rinsing, but the chemical compounds are still there. Microscopic residues that transfer to your food and enter your digestive system. You can't see them, you can't feel them, but they're there. The Environmental Working Group rates Gain poorly for containing methylisothiazolinone, a preservative linked to skin allergies and contact dermatitis. For seniors with thinning, sensitive skin, repeated exposure while hand-washing dishes can cause painful rashes, cracking, and inflammation. Your hands become red and raw, but you blame aging instead of the soap sitting next to your sink. A woman in Ohio reported that after using Gain dish soap for just 2 weeks, her hands developed painful blisters. Her dermatologist traced the reaction directly to the preservatives in the formula. She had used the product thinking the strong scent meant it was cleaning effectively. Instead, it was damaging her skin with every wash. The scent that attracted her became the source of her pain. Gain promises to make your dishes smell amazing. What they don't tell you is that the fragrance is a complex mixture of chemicals, many of which are classified as allergens, sensitizers, or potential hormone disruptors. That fresh scent is anything but. The smell you love might be slowly harming you. Now, at number 7, Method Dish Soap. Method markets itself as the stylish, eco-conscious choice. The sleek bottles, the modern design, the promises of plant-based cleaning power. For health-conscious seniors trying to make safer choices, Method seems like the obvious upgrade. But look closer, and the marketing falls apart. Independent testing has found that Method dish soaps contain synthetic fragrances and preservatives that contradict their clean image. The company uses terms like naturally derived and biodegradable, but these words have no legal definition. They sound reassuring, but they guarantee nothing about safety. Any company can slap these terms on their label without any regulatory oversight. There's no government agency checking if these claims are true. Here's what Method doesn't prominently advertise. Their dish soaps contain sodium lauryl sulfate, a surfactant known to cause skin irritation and strip natural oils from your hands. For seniors already dealing with dry, fragile skin, this ingredient accelerates damage. Your hands become cracked and painful, especially during winter months when skin is already vulnerable. The damage compounds over time, making each wash more painful than the last. What starts as mild dryness becomes chronic irritation. The colorful, Instagram-worthy bottles look harmless on your counter. But that pink pomegranate soap or sea mineral formula is loaded with the same concerning chemicals found in conventional brands. The only difference is prettier packaging and a higher price tag. You're paying a premium for marketing, not for safety. The aesthetic appeal masks the ingredient reality. Method promised you could clean your conscience along with your dishes. Instead, they cleaned out your wallet while delivering the same chemical risks as cheaper alternatives. The betrayal isn't just about ingredients, it's about trust. They positioned themselves as the ethical choice and charged accordingly. But the formula tells a different story entirely. You trusted them to be different. They weren't. Most people never learn what's really hiding in these so-called natural brands. But we'll break it all down at the end of the video with 2 brands that actually deliver on their promises. Keep watching. Number 6 might surprise you. Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day Dish Soap. Mrs. Meyer's has become the darling of the natural cleaning world. The vintage-inspired labels, the garden-fresh scent names like lavender, basil, and lemon verbena. For seniors seeking safer alternatives, Mrs. Meyer's feels like a return to simpler times, when cleaning products were made from honest ingredients your grandmother would recognize. The branding whispers authenticity and care, but the nostalgic branding hides an uncomfortable truth. Mrs. Meyer's dish soaps contain fragrance, and not the kind that comes from crushing actual lavender flowers. Like most commercial cleaning products, Mrs. Meyer's uses synthetic fragrance compounds. The label might say lavender, but that scent is engineered in a lab using dozens of undisclosed chemicals. Some of these compounds are known allergens. Others are potential endocrine disruptors that can interfere with thyroid function and hormone balance. The garden imagery is pure fantasy. For seniors on thyroid medication or hormone therapy, this exposure is not trivial. Your endocrine system is already delicate. Adding synthetic fragrance chemicals through daily dish soap exposure creates cumulative risk that builds over months and years. Each exposure might seem small, but multiply that by 365 days. Then multiply by 5 years. Then 10 years. The numbers add up quickly. The cumulative burden grows invisibly. The Environmental Working Group has flagged Mrs. Meyer's for moderate concerns regarding skin allergies and respiratory sensitivity. That calming lavender scent might trigger headaches, skin reactions, or breathing difficulties, especially in seniors with asthma or COPD. The very scent that's supposed to relax you could be making you sick. The promise of aromatherapy delivers chemical exposure instead. Mrs. Meyer's promised a garden in a bottle. What they delivered is synthetic fragrance disguised by charming packaging. The home-style branding creates an illusion of safety that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. You thought you were making a healthier choice? You were being marketed to. The garden exists only in the graphic design department. A retired teacher in Michigan bought Mrs. Meyer's for years, believing she was protecting her health. When her doctor suggested she eliminate synthetic fragrances due to her worsening migraines, she was shocked to discover her trusted soap contained them. The label said lavender. Her body said synthetic chemicals. The betrayal felt personal because she had paid extra for what she believed was purity. Why do you think companies are allowed to hide ingredients behind the word fragrance while claiming their products are natural? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Number 5 is a painful one. 7th generation dish liquid. This one hurts. 7th generation has positioned itself as the gold standard of eco-friendly, health-conscious cleaning. The name itself evokes responsibility, making choices today that protect future generations. For seniors concerned about leaving a healthier world for grandchildren, 7th generation feels like the right choice. The responsible choice. The choice aligned with your values. But recent investigations have exposed cracks in the company's clean image. While 7th generation does avoid some of the worst chemical offenders, their dish soaps still contain synthetic preservatives and surfactants that can cause skin irritation. The brand uses methylisothiazolinone in some formulations, the same ingredient flagged in conventional brands for causing allergic reactions and contact dermatitis. The very chemical that earned Allergen of the Year status. A natural brand using the same problematic ingredient as the brands they claim to replace. Consumer complaints have surfaced about skin rashes, dry hands, and allergic reactions after switching to seventh generation. Seniors reported assuming the soap was gentle. After all, the bottle promises plant-based cleaning. But plant-based doesn't mean irritant-free. It doesn't mean residue-free. And it certainly doesn't mean safe for everyone. These marketing terms create false confidence. The language implies safety that the ingredients don't deliver. Here's the deeper problem. Seventh Generation was acquired by Unilever in 2016, the same corporation that owns Dove, Axe, and dozens of conventional chemical-laden products now controls this natural brand. The mission statement remained on the bottle, but the corporate priorities shifted. Profit margins took precedence over the original vision. The founders' ideals got absorbed into shareholder expectations. You trusted Seventh Generation because they promised to be different. They promised transparency and safety. But underneath the green marketing, the formulations tell a different story. The name says 7 generations. The ingredients say compromise. The mission became a marketing angle rather than an operational principle. In the 2 years following the Unilever acquisition, several longtime formulation scientists left the company. Industry insiders suggest they disagreed with changes to ingredient sourcing and quality standards. The public never learned the details, but the exodus of expertise tells its own story. The people who built the brand's reputation walked away from what it became. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés. Number 4. Has been fooling people for decades. Joy Ultra Dishwashing Liquid. Joy has been a kitchen staple for decades. The bright yellow liquid, the promise of grease-cutting power. For seniors who grew up with this brand, Joy feels familiar and reliable. Your mother probably used it, your grandmother too. But familiarity doesn't equal safety. And tradition doesn't mean the formula has your best interest at heart. Decades of presence on store shelves doesn't validate the ingredient list. Joy dish soap contains synthetic dyes, specifically yellow 5 and yellow 6. These artificial colorants serve absolutely no cleaning purpose. They exist purely for visual appeal, to make the soap look bright and cheerful in the bottle. But these dyes don't fully rinse away. Microscopic residue remains on your dishes, transferring to your food with every meal. Color additives that do nothing but increase your chemical exposure. Research has linked synthetic food dyes to hyperactivity, allergic reactions, and potential carcinogenic effects. The Center for Science in the Public Interest has petitioned the FDA to ban these dyes entirely. While the amounts on dishes are small, the exposure is cumulative. Every meal, every day, every year. For seniors whose bodies are less efficient at processing and eliminating toxins, this daily exposure adds up in ways that younger bodies can more easily handle. Your detoxification systems slow with age. Joy also contains fragrance, that generic chemical cocktail hiding behind a single word on the ingredient list. The cheerful lemon scent isn't squeezed from real lemons. It's manufactured in a chemical plant using compounds that may include phthalates, synthetic musks, and allergens. The word fragrance on a label can conceal hundreds of individual chemicals. One word hiding dozens of exposures. The FDA requires food manufacturers to list every ingredient, but cleaning products operate under different rules. The fragrance loophole allows companies to protect their scent formulas as trade secrets. Your right to know what touches your food takes a backseat to corporate intellectual property. The regulations prioritize profit over transparency. The brand promises joy in dishwashing. The reality is chemical exposure disguised by bright colors and artificial scent. That familiar yellow bottle has been betraying your trust for years. Decades of loyalty repaid with hidden ingredients you were never meant to question. The nostalgia blinds you to what's actually in the formula. Don't go yet. The solutions are coming at the very end, and they could change how you clean your kitchen forever. Stay with me for just a few more minutes. Number 3. Claims to be powerful. Ajax Dish Liquid. Ajax markets itself on one thing: strength. The powerful grease-cutting formula that tackles the toughest messes. For seniors dealing with baked-on casserole dishes or stubborn pots and pans, Ajax seems like the heavy-duty solution you need. When regular soap fails, Ajax steps in. At least that's what the commercials suggest. Power you can trust. Strength you can count on, but that aggressive cleaning power comes at a cost. Ajax dish soap contains sodium lauryl sulfate, a harsh surfactant that strips oils aggressively. While this makes the soap effective against grease, it also strips the natural protective oils from your skin. For seniors with already dry, fragile skin, this ingredient causes cracking, peeling, and painful irritation. Your hands become raw after just a few wash sessions. The skin barrier breaks down, leaving you vulnerable to infection. The same strength that cuts grease also damages your body's natural defenses. The formula also includes synthetic fragrances and preservatives that leave residue on dishes. Ajax's heavy-duty cleaning power doesn't mean heavy-duty rinsing. The chemicals that cut through grease also cling to surfaces and transfer to your food. You might think you're getting dishes cleaner. In reality, you're just coating them with a different kind of residue, trading one contaminant for another. Consumer reports have documented complaints about skin reactions, including contact dermatitis and eczema flare-ups, linked to Ajax use. Seniors on blood thinners are particularly vulnerable, as cracked, bleeding skin creates infection risks that healthy individuals don't face. A simple cut from dry, cracked skin can become a serious medical issue. What starts as dishpan hands can escalate to a doctor visit. Ajax promised power. What they delivered is a formula so harsh it damages your skin while leaving chemical residue on the dishes you eat from. Strength isn't a virtue when it comes at the expense of your health. The power you wanted became the problem you didn't expect. According to dermatology studies, over 80% of hand eczema cases are linked to irritant contact, and harsh dish soaps are among the top culprits. Your daily dishwashing routine could be the source of that persistent skin condition you've been trying to treat. The solution might be as simple as changing your soap. One dermatologist in Texas reported that she sees at least 5 patients per week whose hand conditions trace back to dish soap. She now asks about cleaning products before prescribing medication. Often, the prescription isn't needed at all, just a different soap. The harsh formula was causing the problem that doctors were trying to medicate away. Number 2 has been in your kitchen for generations. Palmolive Original Dish Liquid. Palmolive has been America's dish soap for generations. The green liquid. The promise of being tough on grease, soft on hands. For seniors who have used Palmolive for 50 years, questioning this brand feels almost disloyal. It was there in your first kitchen. It's been there through every holiday dinner, every birthday cake cleanup, every late-night snack dish. But loyalty shouldn't override facts. And the facts about Palmolive are troubling. Palmolive dish soap contains a cocktail of concerning ingredients: synthetic fragrances, artificial dyes including green 3 and yellow 10, preservatives, and surfactants. The formula is designed for one purpose: cleaning dishes cheaply and effectively. Your health was never part of the equation. Profit margins came first. Safety came somewhere down the list. Shareholder returns outweighed consumer well-being. The brand's famous claim about being soft on hands has been challenged repeatedly. Independent tests show that Palmolive's surfactants strip skin oils just as aggressively as harsher competitors. The softness comes from added moisturizers that create a temporary feeling, not actual protection. Your hands still dry out, crack, and age prematurely from daily exposure. The moisturizers mask the damage but don't prevent it. The sensation of softness is a clever illusion. Here's what's particularly troubling for seniors. Palmolive's fragrance formula has been linked to respiratory irritation. If you stand at the sink washing dishes and notice your eyes watering or your throat feeling scratchy, it's not your imagination. The volatile organic compounds in the fragrance evaporate into the air you breathe. Every single time you wash dishes, the steam from hot water accelerates this process, carrying those chemicals directly into your lungs. Your kitchen becomes an exposure chamber. For seniors with COPD, asthma, or other respiratory conditions, this exposure is medically significant. The kitchen should be a safe space. Instead, the soap sitting next to your sink releases airborne chemicals with every squeeze of the bottle. You're inhaling toxins while performing the most basic household task. The simple act of cleaning up after dinner compromises your breathing. Palmolive promised softness and care. 50 years of marketing built trust that the formula never earned. You believe the commercials. The ingredients told a different story. The betrayal runs deeper because the relationship runs longer. Half a century of misplaced faith. Isn't it strange how products that have been around for decades keep using the same questionable chemicals, while the companies behind them know exactly what independent research shows? The American Contact Dermatitis Society named methylisothiazolinone the allergen of the year in 2013 because of the skyrocketing rates of allergic reactions linked to this chemical. Yet here we are, over a decade later, and Dawn still uses it. The science has been clear for years. The company's response has been silence. The award was a warning. The warning was ignored. Dawn also contains synthetic fragrances, artificial dyes including blue one, and triclosan in some antibacterial formulations. Triclosan has been banned by the FDA in hand soaps due to concerns about hormone disruption and antibiotic resistance. Yet it persists in some dish soap formulations because the ban didn't cover all product categories, a regulatory loophole that manufacturers continue to exploit. The law said stop. They found a way around it. For seniors on hormone medications, thyroid treatments, or immunosuppressive drugs, these chemical exposures are not theoretical risks. They're daily doses of compounds that interfere with the delicate balance your medications are trying to maintain. You take your pills religiously, but the dish soap on your kitchen counter undermines your treatment every time you wash a coffee cup. Your doctor adjusts your dosage without knowing about this hidden variable. The medication works against the soap. The soap works against the medication. The wildlife commercials show Dawn as a hero, but those carefully produced images distract from what's actually in the bottle. Dawn promised to be gentle enough for baby animals. For human seniors managing complex health conditions, the reality is far less reassuring. Those ducklings get one bath. You wash dishes 3 times a day, every day, for years. The math doesn't work in your favor. Here's the most troubling part. Dawn's parent company, Procter & Gamble, has the resources and scientific capacity to reformulate. They choose not to because the current formula is cheap and effective. Your health concerns don't factor into their profit margins. They have the data. They have the capability. They make a calculated decision to continue using ingredients that cause harm. Quarterly earnings over customer well-being. Consider this statistic. Approximately 63% of Americans report using Dawn as their primary dish soap. That's tens of millions of households. Tens of millions of daily exposures. Procter & Gamble generates over $80 billion in annual revenue. The cost to reformulate Dawn would be a fraction of that. They choose not to. Every day. The economics make the decision for them. Do you think billion-dollar corporations keep using these ingredients because they're safe? Or because reformulating would cost money they'd rather keep? Tell me your honest opinion in the comments. I want to hear from you. These same toxic chemicals are in your laundry detergent, your hand soap, your shampoo, every product touching your body and your food. Scan the code. The Safe Food Guide shows you exactly what to look for on every label so you never get fooled again. Toxic additives decoded. Safe brands ranked. Just $4.99. Stop trusting products that betray you. Here are the 2 that actually deliver. The first, actually safe option. EcoS Dishmate Dish Soap. EcoS has built its reputation on transparency and third-party verification. The formula is made from plant-derived ingredients, free from synthetic fragrances, dyes, and the preservatives that trigger allergic reactions. The company voluntarily discloses all ingredients, not hiding behind vague terms like fragrance or natural flavors. Every component is listed clearly on the label for you to research yourself. No secrets, no loopholes. For seniors with sensitive skin or chemical sensitivities, EcoS provides genuine relief. The hypoallergenic formula doesn't strip natural oils from your hands or leave irritating residue on dishes. Independent testing confirms that EcoS rinses cleaner than conventional brands, leaving no detectable chemical film on dishware. Your dishes are actually clean, not coated with a different kind of contamination. Clean means clean. The company also maintains strict quality control and manufacturing standards. Their facilities are EPA Safer Choice certified, meaning the entire production process meets rigorous environmental and health criteria. This isn't marketing language, it's verified compliance. Third-party auditors check the claims. The certifications are renewed annually. External accountability keeps the company honest. EcoS costs slightly more than budget brands, but the difference is pennies per wash. For seniors prioritizing health over false savings, EcoS delivers what the big brands only promise: clean dishes without hidden chemical risks. The investment in your health pays dividends that no coupon can match. A few extra cents per wash for peace of mind. The company has been making cleaning products since 1967. Over 5 decades of experience with plant-based formulations. They weren't bought by a conglomerate. They haven't compromised their standards for shareholder returns. The family-owned structure means decisions are made for the long term, not the quarterly report. Longevity built on integrity. The second recommendation: Branch Basics Concentrate. Branch Basics takes a different approach entirely. Instead of a dedicated dish soap, they offer a plant-based concentrate that dilutes for multiple uses, including dishes. The formula contains just 7 ingredients, all clearly listed and all verified safe by third-party testing organizations. 7 ingredients. Compare that to the dozens hiding in conventional formulas. Simplicity as a design principle. For seniors seeking radical simplicity, Branch Basics eliminates the guesswork. No fragrances, synthetic or otherwise. No dyes, no preservatives, no surfactants derived from petroleum. The formula relies on plant-based cleaning agents that break down grease effectively while remaining genuinely gentle on skin. Effective cleaning without the chemical burden. Proof that safe and effective aren't mutually exclusive. The concentrate format also means less plastic waste. Important for seniors concerned about environmental impact. One bottle creates multiple bottles of dish soap, reducing both cost and packaging over time. You're not just protecting your health, you're reducing your environmental footprint. Good for you and good for the planet. Branch Basics has earned verification from the Environmental Working Group and made safe certification, meaning every ingredient has been screened against known health hazards. For seniors managing chronic conditions or taking multiple medications, this level of verification provides peace of mind that mainstream brands simply cannot offer. When your health is already compromised, you can't afford to add unnecessary chemical exposure. Every variable matters. The company was founded by a woman who developed severe chemical sensitivities and couldn't find cleaning products that didn't make her sick. She created Branch Basics out of necessity. Her personal health crisis became the company mission. That origin story matters because it shaped every formulation decision. Safety isn't a marketing claim. It's the reason the company exists. Clean dishes, clean ingredients, clean conscience. Branch Basics delivers all three. Don't risk your health on products that betray your trust. The dish soap sitting next to your sink touches every plate, every fork, every glass you put in your mouth. Now you know which brands to avoid and which ones are actually safe. The choice is yours to make. Your health is in your hands. Take control of what enters your home and your body. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.